The Lychee Martini is a tiny bit of a mystery. We have some rough idea of when it was created. We have a rough idea where it was created. We even kind of have a rough idea of what that original recipe was. The only problem is there's also 101 other original Lychee Martini recipes too. Now, from personal bartender experience, I would say the Lychee Martini was really gathering momentum through the 2000s, right up until the early 2010s, right up until the porn star martini exploded. Yes, you will still see the odd bartender make one and maybe it pop up on social media, but very rarely will you ever see it on cocktail menus. However, you know me, you know I love a revival, you know I love a riff. So in this video, here is my completely unnecessary but very tasty modern day Lychee Martini recipe. The only question is, should it have vermouth or not? And I think that has to be the big question, because there are so many versions of the Lychee Martini that's printed out there, whether you're in books, whether you're online on different websites. Some have vermouth, some don't. Traditional martinis do have vermouth. More modern day martinis, like the espresso martini, like the porn star martini, there's no vermouth in those. Now, as much as I do love vermouth, I'm approaching this as a non-vermouth person because I know the category is still pretty minimal. And I know a lot of people don't really know what vermouth is, and even if they do, they associate with martini, and it puts people off. So this is a non-vermouth version. The base recipe that I'm going for, or the base spirit I'm going for in this, is Dutch Barn's new raspberry vodka. Raspberry and lychee are just a match made in heaven. There's a couple of other flavors going on here as well, but I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic in here. And I also don't want to make it too boozy, so I'm only going for 40 ml. Now, our lychee is coming in the form of Giffard's lychee liqueur. As I say, you know, I'm not saying that this is the best. I've been a big fan of Giffard for many, many years. Some people go more towards the Briatech camp. I think those two are pretty much the big players in this. There is Gabriel Boudier, which are pretty good as well. But I think when it comes down to it, I think a lot of bartenders are going to go between Giffard and Briatech. So 22 ml, 3/4 of an ounce. Now, if you like my style of cocktails, I've got a free PDF ebook that you can download where I'll show you how to riff up 10 of my favourite cocktails. There'll be a link in the description, a link in the pinned comment, or if you're watching on TV or desktop, you can scan that QR code. Now, controversially, I'm also going to complement that with a tiny bit of chocolate as well, or cacao blanc, I should say. Again, this is Giffard. Don't want too much, but I just love the white sort of cacao blanc notes that come through these cocktails. Really, really good. Much better than using a normal creme de cacao brown one. It's these subtle notes that you really want. So 10 ml. Next ingredient I want is some lime juice. I'm not going to give you the spiel again. I use Boiron's 100% lime juice that's sitting up there. It's perfect for bars, for your bar. Don't go juicing your own limes these days. This stuff lasts 8 days after opening and it is fresh. 10 ml of lime juice. And then just for a tiny bit of sweetness and a tiny bit of colour, I'm just going for some hibiscus syrup. So I just want 5 ml, about a bar spoon of that. I'm adding 5 drops of my saline solution. Remember, I always say it never makes cocktails salty. It just amplifies and elevates flavours in your cocktail. And then I hate limp and lifeless cocktails. So this is Miss Betty's Bitters Miraculous Foamer. Just want 10 drops of these, and this will give us a lovely white frothy head on top. Basically, it's a vegan alternative to like egg white, or or saves opening aquafaba or something like that. Long life, shelf stable. You'll see the results in a second. Now, glass, I'm still on the back to the 20s from Artist. This is the coupe glass, 8 1/4 ounces or 8.5 ounces. So it's going to be a lovely glass for that. I'm just going to strain the cocktail in. There we go. Can you see what those foamers do? They just give you a nice white frothy head on top. Then I've been looking for an excuse to use these. These are brand new from Frona. I've got some rosebuds, which they smell absolutely fantastic. Just got some rosebuds that I'm just going to pop on top there. Another reason why for the sort of white froth on there. And I've just got some dried rose petals too. Now, first off, is that Lychee Martini. Hell yeah, that is so good. The lychee notes that come through there, the rose notes that come through there, the raspberry vodka is beautiful, complementing that. It's just this ever so subtle hint of chocolate that comes through there, that cacao blanc. And it's just rounded off. You don't need much more than 5 ml. Bearing in mind those liqueurs have got a little bit of sweetness to them as well. But that little touch, 5 ml of hibiscus. It's a hibiscus, like these floral fruity notes. Anyway, that all just comes together abso-flipping-fantastically well. Wow. If we're going to bring a lychee martini, I'm going to put my recipe on screen now, and one of many OG recipes. So that's on screen, but I want to hear from you guys. If you were going to put a lychee martini on your recipe, on your menu now, how would you make it? What would you do? And if bars around you started making a lychee martini, how would yours be different? Riffs I'm automatically thinking of is something, I'm not sure I actually want a peach liqueur, but like the nectarine, like these aperitifs, I haven't got these out for flipping ages. The melonades back there as well. But, it's just this, it is a liqueur, but it's not, it's a more delicate and floral kind of liqueur. And it's also nectarine as well, my favorite fruit. And I think 5 ml of that in there. If you haven't got the hibiscus syrup, if you can't make it yourself, I potentially might go for a rose syrup or something like that. A rose might have complemented that just as well, but I do love that hibiscus. I'm looking around behind me and I don't think there's actually anything else I would do there. I think that is pretty much a perfect lychee martini for me and my palate. And I know my style of cocktail sells. I know that if that goes onto a cocktail menu, that is going to make you money. Or if you're a home bartender, if you make that, that is really going to impress your friends and family. Don't know though, looking forward to hearing your suggestions. Oh, I'm going to finish that. That is cracking. So get those coming in. If you like me and you don't want to miss any of my future videos, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. And talking of next cocktails, the very next one I'm going to sort of attack, but it is going to be a slightly different video, but that is going to be the strawberry margarita. I'm filming that next. I'm looking forward to diving into that. So I'll see you then. Right, let's finish this.